Recording 2. The voice from the locked phone. Welcome to a new episode of the series, Files of the Locked Room. There are many files we're allowed to read, and there are files that should have been burned. What you're about to hear today is one of them. The beginning of the case. This case didn't come to me in a paper file. It came in a transparent plastic evidence bag. Inside it was an old mobile phone, the kind with a removable battery. Written on the bag. Name, Nader Hussein. Age, 27. Occupation, graduate student. Status, missing for 6 months. Below it was a note. Last device in his possession before the disappearance. The disappearance. Nader left his house at 10 p.m. He told his mother, "I'm going for a walk. I'll be back." He never returned. They searched everywhere. No cameras, no witnesses, no report of an assault. 3 days later, his phone was found. Inside an old wooden drawer in an abandoned apartment 15 kilometers from his home. Even stranger, the phone was locked with a passcode and the battery was fully charged. The shock. In the technical department, they tried to unlock the phone. They failed, but the engineer noticed something disturbing. The phone contained only one audio file. Recording date. The night Nader disappeared. Time, 2:59 a.m. File name. If you're hearing this, then I'm already gone. The audio recording, I played the recording. At first, the sound of fast footsteps. Heavy broken breathing. Then Nader's voice. "I don't understand where I am." A short silence. "The place is dark and it smells like old dirt." Then a scraping sound, as if a rusty door is being opened. "I went into an old building. There's a dim light at the end of the hallway." Footsteps. Then suddenly, they stop and we hear another voice. Not Nader's, a man's voice. Deep, very calm. It said, "You're very late this time." Nader whispered, "You! Who are you?" The voice replied, "I'm the one who's been waiting for you for a long time." The most dangerous moment. In the recording, we hear Nader say, "This place has a lot of rooms, all of them locked." Silence. Then, in a shaking voice, "There's one room open." Then a whisper, "And there are people standing inside." The deep voice said, "These are the ones who came before you." Nader, almost crying, "Came before me? To what?" The voice answered, "To being recorded." The end of the recording. We hear a door opening, then shock in Nader's voice. This is my room." Then the last words he said, "There's someone standing by my bed, and he looks..." The recording cut off. The terrifying discovery. We re-examined the phone. The engineer noticed something they hadn't seen at first. The audio file wasn't just one recording. It was a continuous recording lasting 6 months. But everything after the 7th minute was complete silence. Except 1 single second every night. At exactly 3 a.m. Just 1 second. And every time we hear the same deep voice say, "One more has been added." The final note. The last page of the report read, "The phone is still locked, the passcode has not been cracked, and yet it is still recording to this day." I sealed the bag. As I was about to place it in the drawer, my phone rang. An unknown number. I answered. I heard no one, only calm breathing. Then the same deep voice said, "Your turn is coming," and the line went dead. Message 3. Arrived after death. Welcome to the series Closed Room Files. This story is real and actually happened. In official paperwork, they keep things locked away in drawers. And there are other papers that were never meant to reach anyone. The message I'm telling you about today arrived far too late, but its owner was still speaking. The beginning of the story. The file reached me in an ordinary brown envelope, no sender's address. Written on the envelope, In shaky handwriting were the words, "Deliver only to whoever opens the files after midnight." I opened the envelope. Inside was a single letter and an attached official document. Name, Mona Abdel Rahim, age 24. Status, deceased for 1 week. Cause of death, fall from the apartment balcony. Classification suicide. That is how it was written in the report. The letter's content. The letter was dated 2 days before her death. I read the first line. "If this letter reaches you, then I couldn't escape." I paused for a moment, then I continued. "My name is Mona. 2 weeks ago, I moved into a new apartment in Nasser City. From the very first night, something strange began to happen. Every day, at exactly 3 a.m., I would wake up to the sound of someone calling my name. Not a loud voice, a very close one, as if someone were standing right outside my bedroom door. At first I thought I was dreaming, but on the 4th night, I woke up and found the bedroom door open, even though I was sure I had locked it. And in the hallway, there was a shadow standing there. It didn't move, but I felt that it was staring at me. From that day on, the shadow appeared every night. It came closer each time. And once, it said only one sentence: "You won't be able to leave until it's your turn." The most dangerous part of the letter. I started researching the apartment's history. I discovered that before me, 3 other girls had lived here. All of them died the same way. A fall from the balcony. And all of them, days before their deaths, complained of the same thing, a shadow that woke them at 3 a.m. I am now certain that I won't be able to escape. Every night, the shadow stands closer to my bed, and today it told me, "Tomorrow, you will open the window yourself." The last line of the letter, the final sentence read, "If there's still time, close this apartment, because it doesn't kill people, it just claims them one by one." The shock in the report. I went back to the official report. It stated Mona fell from the balcony time, 3:05 a.m. No screams were heard. The apartment was locked from the inside, but in the margin, the officer had written a small note. Found the bedroom door open, despite her family confirming that she was afraid to sleep with the door open. The final discovery. I requested the apartment's file. The same address had recorded over 8 years, 5 similar deaths, each time. The apartment was closed for 1 year, then rented again, and every time, the case returned. Episode ending. I placed the letter in the drawer and closed the file. On my way out of the office, I passed by a large window. Suddenly, I felt someone standing behind me. I turned. There was no one. But on the glass, written in faint condensation, were the words, "And many more will die." Follow us to discover the rest of the files.
Episode 4, Diaries 4, A Week in a Haunted House. There are stories that are told after they end, and there are stories whose owners were writing them while still trapped inside the nightmare. The diary I'm about to read actually happened because of my line of work. No explanation. The beginning of the story. This file was just an old-school notebook. Its cover was blue. Written with a pen on it, Ahmed Rifat's memoirs, just 1 week. Ahmed, 35 years old, Arabic language teacher. He moved into an old house in the outskirts of Giza right after his father passed away. The house had belonged to the family for a long time and had been closed for more than 20 years. The diary starts from the very first night he stayed there. Day 1, Saturday. I entered the house today. The place was abandoned, but clean. The air was a bit heavy and the smell of old wood was everywhere. I decided to sleep in the guest room. Before falling asleep, I heard something fall in the living room. I went to check. The chair next to the dining table had fallen over. I thought, it must be the wind. Day 2, Sunday. I woke up in the morning feeling tired. I dreamt that someone was standing at the doorway staring at me. Strangely, when I opened the door, it was open. even though I was sure I had locked it. Day 3, Monday. I started hearing footsteps on the upper floor. Even though that floor is locked and there's no staircase leading up except from outside, the sound comes every night around 3 a.m. Not fast steps, heavy steps, very slow. Day 4, Tuesday. I decided to go check the upper floor. The wooden stairs creaked with every step. The floor was empty, except for one room whose door was locked with a chain. Strangely, on the door was written in old chalk, "Do not enter." I went back feeling uneasy. Day 5, Wednesday. That night I woke up to a clear sound, someone calling my name. Day 6, Thursday. I barely slept. I stayed awake until dawn. At 2:58 a.m., I heard footsteps right above the bed. Even though there is no ceiling above me, then a knock on the wall, then a whisper close to my ear. "You've been here 6 days. Only 1 day left." Day 7, Friday. Last page. The writing here was very shaky. I know the truth. The upper floor used to have a prison room. They locked up a family member there who was insane. He died after a week. Since then, anyone who stays in the house for more than 7 days doesn't leave on their own. It's 2:50 now. The footsteps have started. The door is opening by itself. If anyone finds this notebook, leave immediately. The diaries end here. No 8th day exists. In the police report, Ahmed Rafat disappeared. No body was found. No signs of violence. The house was locked from the inside. But in the last inspection, they found something strange. On the door of the chained room upstairs, written in chalk again, "A new one completed the week." I closed the notebook and looked at the date on the file. It had been exactly 7 days since Ahmed disappeared. At the same moment, I heard slow footsteps on the ceiling above my office. 3 steps, then they stopped. To this day, I don't know if it was a trick of my mind or if it was real, and I don't want to believe it.